Demon Slayer! It's finally back. What might be the most hyped anime of the last few years, outside of Jujutsu Kaisen, has finally returned. An anime that, according to Ninja, is the greatest anime of all time. And I mean, if Ninja says it, it's gotta be true, right?
The f*** say to me, you little shit!
Hello everyone, I am Finn. Welcome back to Finn Films. Join me today as we discuss Demon Slayer Season 4, Episode 1, the first episode of the Hashira Training Arc. So episode 1 of the Hashira Training Arc opens with a scene with the Wind Hashira and the Serpent Hashira, two characters who at this point in the anime we know basically like nothing about, as we see them hunting a set of demons. Now this scene in reality kind of only serves to kind of pad out the length of this first episode, as this was a double-length episode for the debut of Season 4 of Demon Slayer, and also it gives us our daily dose of action scenes. As I said, even after watching 3 seasons of Demon Slayer so far, I will just never get over how fucking good this anime looks. Like, some of the scenes in this episode are just absolutely gorgeous. The studio who animates this show, Unfautable, really goes above and beyond when making this show, especially what they've done here for the first episode of Season 4. As you know, they had to start off the first episode with a bang, hence the awesome kind of action scenes that we get right here at the beginning. So we see the Wind and Serpent Hashira do a little bit of demon slaying in easily the most hyped moment of this episode, as in these action scenes we get a glimpse of just how powerful these two Hashira are, the scene ultimately ending with the two Hashira getting a glimpse into the strange kind of demonic plane world that is built by Muzan. From here, we are transported back to the Butterfly Manor, where we learn the aftermath of the previous season, the Swordsmith Village arc. For a little recap of what happened in Season 3, we remember that Tanjiro ventured to the hidden Swordsmith's Village arc in order to get a new sword, where things suddenly went to shit, the village being attacked by 2 upper-ranked demons. Now, a lot of people in the fanbase seemingly had some issues with the previous season of Demon Slayer. Ultimately, the season really, I think, ending off pretty well with some awesome, crazy fight scenes, Tanjiro, Nezuko, and the others ultimately conquering these upper-ranked demons. As well, we need to remember that the previous season was a really big kind of like high moment for Nezuko as a character, as Nezuko ultimately ended up conquering the sun. You know, the thing that is kind of like the main weakness to all demons, which allows her to exist in the sunlight as a demon. As well, she's even talking now.
Okaeri?
As well, we need to remember at the end of the last season, we saw these two Hashira develop demon marks similar to the ones that Tanjiro has. Strange marks that seemingly manifested out of nowhere that give the user copious amounts of power, and a plot point that is going to be important in the upcoming season. We see that Tanjiro is still recovering from the intense battles of the previous season, as he's been endlessly stuffing his face with food. Meanwhile, the Hashira have convened to discuss the recent events, as they realize that the final battle with Muzan and all of his demons is fast approaching. We learn that the Hashira have seemingly very little concrete information on what exactly these marks are, how they manifest, and what exactly they do, but we do learn that there is information, concrete information from a previous Fire Hashira, one that existed during the Sengoku period, that was one of the Hashira that ultimately drove off Muzan. We learn that many of the Hashira during this time in the Sengoku period also developed these marks, and that this power increase was probably ultimately the main reason why they were able to drive off Muzan. The Hashira then discuss why these strange marks appear and seemingly how it is possible to make them appear. From the history, they know that when one person appears bearing these marks, it causes others around them to also manifest these marks. Obviously, we know that they're referring to Tanjiro here, who is the catalyst for these demon marks to then appear on the other Hashira and other Demon Corps members around him. Again, they discuss these marks in more detail, these two Hashira discussing like what it felt like whenever these marks appeared and how it might be possible to make them manifest. Tokito, the Hashira, believing that the marks can only manifest when a person really pushes their body past the human limits, specifically when their heart rate exceeds 200 beats per minute and when the body temperature also exceeds 102 degrees, forcing the wielder of the marks to undergo a drastic change under these, intense stipulations. The Hashira then proposed that in preparation for this final grand battle with Muzan, as they know that Muzan is likely to attack them soon, that they must train all of the Demon Corps members personally. We then get kind of a fun little comedy scene where we finally see Zenitsu appear, as we didn't basically see him at all in the previous season, if I'm remembering correctly. We have this fun comedy scene where we see Zenitsu see Nezuko in the light for the first time, as well he hears her speak for the first time, and he absolutely loses his shit, as it seems like Inosuke has been teaching Nezuko how to speak.
Inosuke, okaeri?
As well, we learned in this episode that Tanjiro's new sword is finally finished, his new sword bearing the Flame Hashira's sword guard. As well, we see that the sword is even darker shade of black than it was before. As well, it is engraved with the character Destroy on it, a character that is only usually engraved on the swords of Hashiras. As I said earlier, the Hashira have decided that they need to personally train all of the members of the Demon Corps in order to raise the overall level, the overall skill of the Demon Corps, so they can actually deal with the upcoming threat of Muzan in this grand final battle that they keep referencing and teasing. The Hashira even is going as far to bring back retired Hashira in order to train the Demon Corps. Hence the name of the arc being the Hashira Training Arc. As well, they discuss Nezuko and her situation and how she is likely going to be targeted by Muzan after now we have seen that she has conquered the sun, an ability that I imagine all demons would very much like to have. Zenitsu and Tanjiro are reunited once again and they do a little bit of bonding. This is a really kind of classic Zenitsu scene. Basically, it's him just complaining about this training regiment that the Hashira are going to be implementing onto the Demon Corps members. Tanjiro doing his best to try to put Zenitsu in a better mood. Personally, I love Zenitsu as a character. I think that he's fucking hilarious, and I really love the kind of dichotomy of him being this like sniveling weakling who doesn't even realize how actually powerful he really is. But I definitely get why a lot of the fan base does not like this character. I'd even go as far as to say a decent amount of the fan base absolutely hates him, and it's easy to see why when really all he does in many of his scenes is just complain. We then get a fun little montage of all of the different Hashira training these nameless Demon Corps members, and we get to see their vastly different styles of training. This is a fun little comedy montage, and I imagine is kind of a teaser to the upcoming training that we will see Tanjiro and the gang go through in the upcoming episodes. In the final scenes of Season 4, we get a reoccurrence of a character that we have not seen in some time, the Demon Doctor Tamayo, the doctor who helped Nezuko back in either Season 1 or Season 2. We see that she has been approached by the Hashira to come and join them at the Butterfly Manor and work with the Corps on developing a cure for Nezuko in order for them to help them defeat Muzan. This is a really kind of big symbolic moment, especially from the Hashira as a group, as we've seen them really kind of soften their stance on demons, most likely being due to their proximity and their relations with Nezuko, and the fact that they realize that not all demons are necessarily evil, necessarily bad at their core. So the fact that they're reaching out to a demon, something that they are sworn to kill, for help in ultimately destroying the greater threat of a bigger demon is really good character development and really kind of shows just how big the stakes are in the Demon Slayer world right now. And this is where the first episode of Season 4 finally comes to an end. Ultimately, Season 4, the Hashira Training Arc, is kind of a setup for the final major arc of Demon Slayer, this final major climax between Muzan, the Demon Lord, and his upper-ranked demons with the Hashira and the Demon Slayer's core. It's very likely that the majority of this season is going to be focused on Tanjiro and the gang's training and the development of the demon marks as a whole for the Hashira and I imagine, the other Demon Corps members, along with really more of an understanding on Nezuko's condition and a potential possible cure for her well, demon stuff going on. As far as Demon Slayer episodes goes, I'd say that this one was pretty good. I think it did a great job in kind of recapping the previous events of the previous season, while really kind of setting things up and setting things into motion for the seasons to come. As well, we got a really fun, intense action scene to kick off the episode, and I'm never going to complain about a Demon Slayer fight scene, as Unfaughtable really just knows how to make this anime come to life in the action scenes. Again, I just can't stop talking about how fucking good this anime looks. The studio Unfaughtable just really continues to go above and beyond in creating awesome animation sequences for this show. There was some absolutely beautiful, amazing scenes in this episode, and I'm not even talking about the opening fight scenes. There was just some awesome landscape scenes and some really cool transitions. I think this ending scene here with the transition from the crow's eye to the demon Tamayo was absolutely fire and easily one of my favorite scenes in this entire episode. Even after seeing like all these seasons of Demon Slayers, all of the MAPPA animes like JJK and Attack on Titan and anime like Cyberpunk, it still just continues to shock me just how amazing modern anime looks nowadays. Ultimately though, like I've said several times, this arc this season is going to serve as kind of a setup arc to the ultimate, like, big, major final arc, final climax that is to come with Demon Slayer, and I'm really curious to see just how they're going to animate the Hashira Training Arc, and really how it's going to end up playing out in the anime, if they're going to add, you know, any more new scenes, as I kind of think that they have to, as the Hashira Training Arc, I believe, is the shortest arc of the Demon Slayer arc in the manga, so I imagine that they're going to be adding some scenes, and possibly some new lore, and maybe new context. All things considered, great episode of Demon Slayer. It's awesome to have Demon Slayer back. I know a lot of people weren't maybe too happy or had some issues with the previous season of Demon Slayer. I think that's probably just because when you compare it to the, you know, other two previous seasons, it just was like somewhat slower paced, really up until the last few episodes, where it got absolutely insane. Personally, I'm really excited to have Demon Slayer finally back. 2024 has been such a banger year for anime so far, with shows like Solo Leveling, Kaiju 8, Windbreaker, now the newest season of Demon Slayer to add to this awesome catalog of shows that I really just need to continue and finish watching. Real quick, guys, I just want to announce that I have joined the NordVPN affiliate program to get you guys an awesome deal on the #1 VPN on the market. In the world we live in now, where it feels like everyone out there is trying to get their greedy little hands on our precious data, you need to make sure you're using protection when you're browsing the web. That's why I use NordVPN. You're never gonna catch me hopping on public Wi-Fi without a VPN. That's just irresponsible. My dad told me to always use protection. Whether you're trying to keep your data safe from being sold on the dark web, or you're just trying to have a worry-free time browsing the internet, or maybe you just want to see what's going on Japanese Netflix, NordVPN has got you covered. By using my link on screen now, as well in the description box down below, you can get up to like 74% on a 2-year plan. That's a whole lot of savings. The best part is you can cancel at any time, and by using my link, you help directly support me and help keep this channel alive and help keep these videos coming. It's completely risk-free, and with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee, you basically have 30 days to give NordVPN a shot and see if you actually like the service that they're providing. If you don't like it, then feel free to cancel within those 30 days and get all of your money back. So you might as well just give it a shot. I'll wait. Still waiting. Again, this is not a sponsorship. NordVPN is not paying me to say this. I just really liked their product, and by using the affiliate link, like I said, on screen now or down below, you help support me and help pay for my many cats. Again, thank you guys for watching and for listening to me rant about NordVPN. Let's get back to the video. I'm very curious to see ultimately how the Hashira Training Arc will play out in the anime, and if Unfaughtable will add any new scenes at all, and I assume that they most likely will. Let me know your thoughts of Season 4, Episode 1, the newest episode of Demon Slayer, in the comment section down below. Are you excited for Demon Slayer to be finally back? Let me know in the comments. As always, guys, if you did enjoy this video or learn something new, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, as that is the easiest way to help support me and to put the video into the algorithm. If you did enjoy this video, then why don't you check out some of our other anime content on screen now. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Drink your water, hug your mother. Until next time, peace, love, Aru.